And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Words I Choose to Live By, your weekly dose of inspiration here on Amazon Live. I'm Cyrus Webb, joined by our co-hosts Melissa Banks, Tina Siemens, and Dr. Velma Bagby. We're excited to be able to bring you guys week number 38 from my book you guys see here. And for those of you who are on Amazon, we have it highlighted for you guys. Words I Choose to Live By, the second edition. At the end of this month, we're releasing the third anniversary, the third edition of it, as we're celebrating the 10-year anniversary of the release of my book, Words I Choose to Live By. We're excited about today's message. Again, if you guys are new to us on the Amazon side, welcome. Make sure you guys do hit that follow button. You see it here in this corner or down below. You will also see the books by our co-hosts as well. We also want to welcome those that are joining us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, and on Instagram as well. So, ladies, hello to you, and welcome back to Words I Choose to Live By.
Hello, everybody.
Thank you
Hey,
so much.
Stormy.
Good morning.
You look, glad to have all of you with us. It's an appropriate message, I think, for everything that's happening in the world today. And again, we're in week number 38. So if you guys are new to us here, the way this works is this is the 38th week of 2024. So in my book, I have a weekly message, and then we have a message for every day. So the message for week 38 is this: seize the chance. What will make this week a success is not you're getting everything that you want, but rather being able to realize the importance of making the most out of every moment that you have. Tomorrow is not guaranteed, so make sure to live today with passion and purpose. You may never get this chance again. And again, it's a very appropriate message for us today as we think about so many of us are dealing with loss, dealing with changes in our circumstances, but it really does remind us of not putting off for tomorrow what we can be able to achieve today, because we never know if those moments will come back. Let me say a quick hello. Hello to you, Jacqueline. Good to see you over there on Facebook. Good to see you. Also, That Poet Chick, hello to you over there on IG. Moses Maddox, hello to you. Angela Ellerby, hello to you over there on IG as well. And we also have Ellen Sutter of ESP Presents. Hello to you. Melissa, you're going to kick us off. What does it mean to you to make sure that you are taking the opportunity to seize the chance in front of you?
You know, for me, the biggest change, the biggest growth in my entire journey in my life, really, when I recognize that I can live in the moment, I can make decisions based on what I see in front of me, or I can get up and I can give it my all and I can go in no matter how it looks. I have been at a place where, you have these lists and you have these things. This is how it's supposed to look, and this is when it's supposed to happen. And then when those things don't happen, we get stuck. But what I've come to believe in my heart is that I lean into doing the very best that I can do. Every single day that I get up, I grasp it. I've lost people that are close to me. My circumstances has changed drastically in my life quickly. And I've learned that if I focus on those things that are just not critical to my moving forward, then I get stuck where I am. So now I get up every single day, first of all, having gratitude and really speaking it out loud. And these are not words. This is really my morning routine. And what I found is when I get up and I start speaking life into me, not anyone else. This is that moment is speaking life into me, and it's showing gratitude to God for every single thing that He's done for me at that moment. And a really good friend of mine helped me see that when I get so focused on the result of what I'm doing, because that's what happens and that's what stops us and that's what throws our focus on, is we get focused on the result. If I would run a program every morning, I was jumping up and picking up my phone to see if any sold last night. I was totally focused on the result. And by being focused on the result, it was causing me to stumble in my beliefs. It's causing me to feel like I wasn't succeeding. It was causing me not to enjoy what I was doing. And when he said to me, Melissa, don't focus on the result. Just focus on what it is that you're doing. And you do all you can, and everything else will happen. How many times have you had a plan and it didn't work out, but what worked out was better than what you planned? That's how I am able to get up every day. That's how I'm able to focus and keep moving. I am not focusing on the result. I'm focusing on doing the very best that I can. And I encourage you to do that too. Just focus on the very best that you can in that moment and take that moment for what it is and keep going.
Yeah, it's such a great reminder because it's so easy for us to get sidetracked. And And I say to people all the time, and I've had to learn this, and I had a great grandmother and mom who helped me with this, is that, when you're in such a hurry, you can't enjoy what's in front of you. And I
That's
think
right.
it's so important
Absolutely.
at this time to really slow down. It's not easy to do, but it's so important to do it. Dr. B, what about you? How important has it been for you to seize the chance in front of you?
Look, I try, just like Melissa said, get up with gratitude. I start my day with the Lord and having conversations with Him, because many times we have a list, but He also has a list. And we have to make sure we're tapping into what it is He wants us to accomplish in the day, as well as what we thought we were going to do. So I always ask God to rearrange my list to make sure that I'm doing what He's leading me to do. And my guiding principle has always been Proverbs 3:6, in all thy ways acknowledge Him. The original word for acknowledge says invite in. God will help you if you invite Him in. And the other thing I thought about, I remember getting my feet wet very early on as an author and just doing all the things that I thought I was supposed to do before I learned this wisdom that I just shared with you. And I remember looking at a hamster wheel, and I know it was God that showed me a hamster just spinning around in the wheel. And I said, okay, God, I hear you. I do not want to be that. I do want to accomplish all that you set out for me to do, but please don't let me be that hamster on the wheel. Give me wisdom to know how to manage each day. And even the things on my list, sometimes God will move them into the future, but not for this week. And so I try to use that kind of wisdom every day that I get up, that I have a list, He has a list, but I try to make sure to check in to ensure that He's guiding my list, that I have what He wants on the list as well.
Love that. Moses Maddox on IG said, so important. I love that. And Tina, what about for yourself? How important has it been for you to every day to make sure that you're seizing the chance in front of you?
Well, that is just the key. We are in so many different seasons. Everyone walks through so many different seasons in life.
Mhm.
And depending on what season you are in right now, I am in a season where I take anywhere from 1 minute to 3 minute exercises to rebuild my shoulder, the strength to rebuild it. Do I know that what will be a year from now? I've got the aspiration of, yes, I'll have a stronger shoulder, but today I have to focus on the 1 minute and the 3 minute exercises
Mhm.
that will get me to the strength that I will have hopefully in a year from now. But right now for me it's always been, I was reading Luke chapter 9 verse 62, and it says, no one having put his hand to the plow and looking back
Mhm.
is fit for the kingdom of God.
Yeah.
We are encouraged, and with God's help, we can always be forward looking. So if
Yeah.
we seize the moment today, that is achieved by looking forward, by focusing forward. And for me to be able to seize the moment, I often will assign my book. We only have one day a year that we can do something, and that is today. Yesterday is gone. Today,
Mhm.
tomorrow's not here
Mhm.
yet. We just have today to make that change and to make that difference. So even a half an hour from now, none of us have that achieved yet. It is just in this very moment that we can make a choice to be an impact and to show love. And that is where I've come time and time again. My subtitle, Some People Never Give Up, is seizing
Mhm.
that moment. If
Yeah.
we choose to not give up, it is one moment at a time. And that is how we are going to reach our goal. And if we have the goal ahead of us,
Mhm.
but look back, we will bump into all sorts of obstacles that
Yeah.
will prevent us from reaching that goal. And so I'm just so grateful that God has given each and every human being the same moment at the same time. But what we do in the season that we're in is how we are going to either make the goal, or we're going to stumble and
Mhm.
give up if we don't choose to be strong in the Lord and to have His everyday strength with us. So I'm grateful for this moment to be here on air with each of you who is listening, and I just thank you for this moment.
Yeah, such a great point. Hello to you, Mitch. Good to be able to see you over there on IG. Jacqueline Jones, hello to you. Good to be able to see you. Let's do a quick reset for those who are just tuning in. Welcome. You're watching Words I Choose to Live By, when week number 38 from my book by that name. For those joining us on the Amazon side, also we have all of the books by our co-host as well. You just heard there from Tina Siemens. We also are joined by Dr. Velma Bagby, as well as Melissa Banks. We're talking about the importance of today's message, seizing the chance that's in front of us. And that's something that all of us can do. The other thing that I wrote in this message that I think is really interesting, and I think it's a good thing for all of us to keep in mind, what will make this week a success is not you're getting everything that you want, but rather being able to realize the importance of making the most of every moment that you have. I want to kick off this second part with you, Dr. Velma. How has this helped you, the mindset that you talked about? How has this helped you to redefine how you see success for yourself?
Well, it didn't come easy because God had to show me his plan. And sometimes that process is not easy either. I remember a season of pause where I had all kinds of plans for the entire year. And I ended up with a frozen shoulder from an accident that happened 3 years earlier. And so I said, okay, God, this is a pause. You have me on a pause. I know you've done this on purpose. So I had to cancel all the plans I had that year, had already booked and planned to attend conferences. So God rearranged that entire year. So I had to sit in a position of waiting. And the wait season is really a season of preparation too, because when you look at Isaiah 40 and 31, it says, they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. And when you talk about waiting, that original definition means to pull strands and weave and tie them together. And then when it says renew, it means to, the original language means to grow up. So what you're saying is that faith is a muscle. And just like muscles with strands, we have to weave and pull and work on those muscles to make them stronger. And so in that season, I knew that I wasn't sitting and waiting, but God was building my faith, and I was weaving my faith through what I had access to in his word and meditation and devotion and all of that. So that season was all on purpose. So don't look at what God causes as a pause, as something that is negative, and no, it isn't. Open your eyes to what he's trying to say and speak to you in that season. And then after that season, here I am on this show. This was last year. Here I am on the show. Who knew that what he had ahead of me was his plan all along? And so I'm so thankful to be a part of this team, because I value everyone that's sitting on this team. I really do value your input and what you have to say. So here I am, Cyrus, God's plan. If I had one of those frustrating moments and complained the whole entire year and wish I could have, would have, but I didn't. I learned to rest in what he had for me for that moment. Like Tina said, in the season, that was my season, not to do anything, but just pour in, to study, to prepare. And here I am. This is my testimony. I'm here on this show after a season of waiting, which was that season of building my faith muscle. And so I'm here with this fabulous team. So that's what it means to me.
Love that. Thank you for that, Dr. Velma. Tina, same question for you. I mean, as the message mentions, what will make this week a success is not getting everything that you want. And all three of you talked about the importance of the moment. But how has that changed or helped you adjust your idea of what success or winning is for you?
Yeah.
One of my favorite songs is by Linda Ronstadt, God on a Mountain. He's also the God in the Valley. So often it's in the valley that we learn to be quiet and to just go to our inner selves and ask, why am I here? My mom had a saying that she often quoted, and I'll say it in High German first, but it said, Der Mensch denkt und Gott lenkt. The man thinks, but God directs. And if we are in the direction where God wants us, why he has allowed us to be in the valley is to prepare us to be who we need to be once we reach the mountaintop. And so that is, for me, if I look back on my time from the background that I came from as a 8-year-old immigrant to the United States, not knowing a word in English, and to be a co-host on a podcast, only God, and then Cyrus Webb. So I'm so grateful for this moment to share with these beautiful ladies and sisters in Christ, and then to have this moment, to have my voice be to honor him in this season.
Yep.
And an important voice too, I want to say as well. Melissa, what about for yourself? You gave, a personal expression earlier, about not looking at the outcome, but how has that changed your idea of success, or how's your idea of success evolved?
Just a few years ago, my business, I'm an event planner, and my business was 98% in person. And then, oh my God, the pandemic hit. And in my mind, my dream, my business was dead. But what I learned in that process is it was beginning. The pandemic didn't take God by surprise. He knew it was going to happen, and he had me in mind because he already had it mapped out. But the key was for me not to just focus on that moment, which was devastating to me. And I will never, ever play it down. I remember feeling sick to my stomach every second, scared to pick up my phone because it was another cancellation. Now, this was the biggest year ever in my mind for my event planning business. It was the first year ever that my year was pretty much booked up early in the year with some major in-person events. But one call, one text message, one email after the other, all of that went away. But God had a plan because he had already set up some amazing things that I didn't even know to dream. I say all the time, my heart wouldn't have known to dream those things would happen. That I would have my very first radio interview. Nobody ever asked me what I had to say or thought I had anything of value to say publicly. I never dreamed of being able to do that. An author, that wasn't on the books in my mind, but God had a big plan for me. And these last few years, as I opened up and began to grasp what was not just in front of me, but my belief that he has a better plan for me than I can plan for myself. Mm-hmm. Now I focus on the work, whether it looks good, whether it feels good, whether I understand it, or I believe in myself enough. When I don't believe in myself enough, I know he believed in me, and I pull on that faith. Now I treasure moments like this, talking to these amazing women and the people that are listening to us right now. I grasp this and I cherish it. I cherish moments that I set aside, that I just have coffee with my mother, because I never would have taken the time to say, this is what I'm doing today. It's Thursday, and it's time for me to love on my mother's 89, almost 90 years old. Those moments are precious. I don't just focus on the hard work or when it doesn't look good to me, because I know he has a plan for my destiny, and I continue to move in it as best I can. And I cherish the moments that are important to me.
Love that. Such a great message. I really appreciate you all expressions today. Again, everyone, we've been discussing week number 38 from my book, Words That Choose to Live By. I'm highlighting it now for you guys on Amazon. For those joining us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, you'll find the link that will bring you guys over to Amazon. Again, the importance of the message is Seize the Chance. That is the title of this message from my book. So now it's time for final thoughts. Tina, this round is kicking off with you. What would you say to our audience about the importance of making sure that they're seizing the day today?
First of all, I think eye contact. Eye contact is so important for me and the person that I have in front of me, that I am invested in this moment in what they say, because so often we can be so distracted with so many things that bombard, trying to disrupt that moment. And so if we are with somebody, be in the moment, have that eye contact, and let them know that they matter in my life. So for me, it's just so amazing to have this opportunity to speak to somebody that is maybe in a totally different season than I am. But for God to have crossed our paths when they do, it is not by accident. So seizing the moment is being present.
Love that. Hello, Spinkman. Hello to you. Lady Extreme, hello to you. And you and I have to get together. She says, thank you all for sharing this information. Appreciate that. Melissa, same question to you. What would you say to our audience about the importance of making sure that they're making the most of the day?
I think what's important is to not just focus on the work, not just focus on your dreams. Have your dreams, have your visions, have your goals, but make sure you're clear in your heart what's important to you, so that when you look back, you know that you focused on what was important to you, what was in your heart. If you wanted to show love to someone, take the moment to show love to them, and then show love to yourself too.
Yeah.
I think we get so busy and caught up in life and feeling like if we're not working hard enough, if we're not working all the time. I believe that for a long time. But I know for a fact that when your life gets busy, that's when you really need to get clear about your dreams, about your goals, about what's important, and then focus on that and make it intentional. It doesn't just happen. Special times don't just happen. You have to be intentional on those things, just like you are in your business. And I promise you, when you get clear, it's nothing like having clarity. There was a time when I was all over the place, but God placed people in my life that helped me focus. And today I plan those things. I plan those moments because it's intentional. It doesn't just happen. Get clear and focus on what means something to you.
I love that. And Dr. Velma, to you, what would you say to our audience about the importance of making the most of every moment?
Don't rush. Just don't rush. I remember in the very beginning of my journey in writing as an author, I questioned if this was really what God wanted me to do. To write on the topic of dating, relationship, marriage, the market, the genre was flooded with so many other books. So I questioned why he would have me to do this. And I decided to put a test out there. And I went out and spoke at a couple of churches and spoke from some elements in the book that I had been working on to validate that this is what I needed to talk about. And I remember in one scene, a lot of the young people in this particular church ran to the front of the church, and the front pew was empty, and they placed their cell phones on the front pew and began recording what I had to say. And that was the day I realized that, God, yes, this is what you want me to do. So don't rush. One of the biggest mistakes we can make is making quick decisions. That is the reason we're living in a sin-sick world now. One woman made a quick decision because she was pressured to make that decision right in that moment. And I learned from that experience to never rush with a decision. Today doesn't have to be the decision day. Take your time to meditate and make sure you understand where God is taking you. Or getting into a business relationship with someone you're not familiar with. Take your time to understand if this is something or someone God wants you to connect with, because it may not be a connection for you. So I would say don't rush.
Such a great point. The Real Lady Extreme says, be clear. Love that. Moses Maddox says, in everything you do, just put God first. Make sure that he is your foundation, because if God is not a part of whatever you're doing, it won't work. That's such a great point. Corey, salute to you. Good to be able to see you as well. I want to go now to Melissa. Melissa, what would you say about the importance of not... Wait, did I go to you already?
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting old, guys.
Wow, that's a sign.
Yes. Melissa, you know what it is? It's time for her to go around and tell how our audience can get. That's why you're up there. But we want to thank everyone for being a part of Word That Choose to Live By. I definitely want to thank my lovely co-host. So going back around, Melissa, let our viewers know how they can stay connected with you.
Wow, this has been an amazing show. Just take some time for yourself. Take some time to do the things that are important to you so that you don't miss them, that you don't look back and say, I was so busy, I should have done that. Take some time to do what's important to you. You can always connect with us at themelissabanks.com. You can get our books, our first business book, which was the #1 bestseller, Do I Really Need an Event Planner? And of course, our inspirational books are all right there. You can listen to some episodes of our podcast, some amazing women that share their journey with us. All of it's right there. And you can connect with us on social media. You just simply go to themelissabanks.com.
Love that. Dr. Velma, you're up next. How can our viewers stay connected with you?
Well, you can go to drvelmabagby.com. I have everything posted there, including my podcast episodes. You can read some of the excerpts in my blog that's located on my page. My books are available, and you can get some book bundles cheaper than going on to other websites, but from my website, so feel free to do that. And I'm on all social media platforms as Dr. Velma Bagby. So looking forward to hearing from you.
All right. Thank you. And Tina, how can our audience stay connected with you?
I am on all social medias, and they can connect me, email me, text me. Just let me know how I can be of service or be an encouragement. Tina Siemens on Facebook and all other social medias. Can't wait to hear from you.
All right, and we definitely thank you all. Looking forward to next week. Again, thanks to all of you for being with us. A lot of activity over on the Amazon side. We appreciate you guys. IG, thank you so much again for your great comments. Moses says, "I love this. You all are so amazing." Appreciate that. And Real Lady Stream says, "Thank you for letting everyone share this wisdom." I appreciate that too. And that's what this is all about. Being able to give you guys that jump start as you're beginning your week, give you some inspiration. Again, something that all of us can relate to. Again, the importance of seizing the moment, because tomorrow is not promised. Until next week, you all make it a great one. We'll see you then with words that you live by. Take care.